Hey, everybody, and welcome to the MURCA Guns and Freedom podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just an open chat between me and my viewers where you can come in, ask me any question you want to ask me, suggest any topic you want to hear my opinion on, or, you can call me out if you think I've been wrong about something. I am accessible. I don't hide behind my videos. If you've got something you want to say to me, you think I was wrong about something, whether it's just something I was factually wrong about, or we have different philosophies on something, feel free to come in and let me know. How do you actually have a well-rounded opinion if you don't listen to other opinions? So come on in and let me know what you think if you disagree with me. Otherwise, we'll just start chitty-chatting here. As always, I like to start with anybody who ordered merchandise because that does go support the Pets and Vets program. We got one order today from Christopher Cremins, and he got the "People Piss Me Off" shirt. Like I wore that hat yesterday in the video. Maybe that's why I bought it. Maybe he saw that hat. But thanks to him for purchasing some merchandise to help us with TYMP. All right. With that, we can get over to the questions. If I can actually get my page open, we can. All right, let's see who we got any questions coming in from today. Hopefully they're good questions. We got some stuff to talk about. The first part of the chat we did tonight, which was the Spank the Yank episode, that was really good. We got some questions. Or we got some responses. That was nice. Although we're not getting much today on the Slap the Yank or the open chat here. Let's see. What do we got? Where are we at? The 6th. Okay, we got Dale Rickety weighing in. And he said, ahoy! I like Chips Ahoy. I can't have them because I got the diabetes, but I like Chips Ahoy a lot. And he also got an entry into the silver bullet drawing. Remember, anytime you come to the chat live and you do a super chat for every $5, you get entered into one of the silver bullet drawings like this 4570 vampire round, solid silver with a wooden core to help you be protected from things that go bump in the night. We give one of those away every month. And to be entered, you've just got to donate $5 or more to the Pets and Vets program, which has raised more than $100,000 for pet charities over the last several years. So feel free to become part of that if you would like by doing a super chat. And if you donate $10, not only do you get 2 entries into the silver bullet drawing, but you also get an entry into the double super secret rock giveaway that we can't talk about. But right now, John Heasley's almost got a 50% chance of winning. And unless other people step up and get an entry, that's going to stay that way. Step up, people. Come on. What do you think of single-shot firearms? Are rifles more sensible for the type? It's from Jeffrey Vaughn. I really don't think a lot about single-shot firearms because I don't really see a reason why most people would have one. Unless you're doing like some sort of trick marksmanship shooting, they're good for things like that because they tend to be very accurate guns because there's not much to them. Pipe with a trigger. But other than that, I really don't give single shotguns a lot of thought. They're good for like an emergency backup. And there's that one that they just made. What was that thing called? Not the Vector or something like that. It was just like a little black plastic thing with a stainless steel barrel, and it's got 1 round in it. But it was something you put aside for emergencies, just in case that you needed that 1 round for something. And that could serve a purpose, like if you wanted something like, say, you hit a deer and you want to be able to dispatch them without having to beat them to death with a rock, because you don't want them to suffer. Not just because you like beating deer to death with rocks. You hit them, injure them, don't want them to suffer. Be something good to keep around. Bang, 1 shot, put them out. Or an emergency, like in your purse in a parking lot or something. A woman is in a parking lot alone. She's got that little 1 shot in her purse. Nobody doesn't want to carry a gun, but a real gun, but that would be fine. And if nothing else, fire it to scare off people or draw attention. And I know some people say, you never do that. There's 1,000 reasons why you do that. So shut the fuck up. John Heasley chimed in and said, did you have any luck engraving the cover plate? That's going to be tonight. Caden did not come home last night. He got a flat tire. I had to go down, take him the tire repair kit. he said, bring me the tire repair kit. I'm going to fix my flat tire. And I was like, well, why isn't it in your car? Well, I took it out when I was working on my subwoofer and I forgot to put it back. So I had to take his tire because I always make them all keep a repair emergency kit in their car with flares and tire repair and all this stuff. So I take it down to him, and then it's like, he's like, the little rasp thing you put in first. He's like, would you do this? It's hard. So I ended up having to do that. And then he goes to put the patch repair in, and he's like, should you do this? It's hard. So I ended up doing all of it. If I can patch his tire. I almost think he stuck a nail in his tire on purpose to get new tires, because he was very dead set on getting new tires. But yeah, he didn't come home last night because of that. But he's supposed to be home today after work. We'll see what happens. I ain't gonna dare try to do it without him, because I'll end up burning my eyes out with a laser or something. I don't know what'll happen, but it won't be good. I can guarantee it. Either way, I'm mailing your gun Tuesday, engraved or not engraved, because I'm going to the gun shop Tuesday. I kind of like to hang on to it till after we do the next drawing. And if you win, I ain't sending you none of them, just to be mean. But none of them people would love that, because they love to say I don't do that anyway. Sent more emails. Did you hear that Officer Tatum dude got a taste of coward blue line thuggery when cops at a convention he was at chose not to intervene and stop people who were vandalizing property? I don't watch Officer Tater, so I don't see any of that. I got enough of sycophants and bootlickers in my life. I don't need to watch them on the YouTubes. But I did see some of the videos you sent, though. That was Officer Tater Hater paid his $2 tithe to Phil. Mark Lax also chimed in. I was going to say 2011s, but I do consider buying one anyhow. I do want a Dan Wesson DWX similar. It's not, I wouldn't say it's the same thing, but it's more similar to a double stack 1911. But I wish it was in a better caliber. As for Glocks, I like them, as I consider them the Camry of handguns, more like the Honda. I don't think they're as good as a Camry. Reliable, not cool. It all makes sense. All makes sense. I think that's an order. Did John Mandrick just make an order? Let me go look and see. For Phil, 586 L comp or 327 2-inch 8-shot. Ooh, 586 L comp. The 327s are awesome. And if you want that extra round, but I'd rather have a little heavier gun with one less round that is just better balanced overall and everything. Although I have both. I have a 586 L comp and I have a 327 Performance Center with the 2-inch barrel, which looks like a little snubby because of the frame being so long. But I think if I could only have one of them, it would definitely be the 586 L comp. Couldn't really go wrong with either, but the L comp I think is better gun all around. Let's see if this was actually an order, because I think this was an order. Well, first let's read this, what John Heasley said. I really want to win a silver bullet. You don't need to win nothing else. You've won too much as it is. You're pissing me off. Pissing me off. Now let's go over here and look, see if that was an order by John Mandrick. I think it was, because it was an odd number, an odd amount of money. Unless maybe he had a stroke while he was typing in the number. Nope, he bought something. What did he buy? He bought the Kitty Kitty Bang Bang. He bought the first Kitty Kitty Bang Bang. He bought a shirt, a mug, and a maganet. A shirt, a mug, a maganet. From Kitty Kitty Bang Bang. I guess I should show the Kitty Kitty Bang Bang for people that weren't here during the pre-chat. But it's one of our new designs we got right now. There's 2 new designs on my website. The first one is this. It is the Weapons Are Our Religion, the Church of Phil, which if you go over and buy that, not only do you get a really cool shirt and help support TYM Triple P, but you also get listed on the scroll at the end of every one of my videos as a church member of the Church of Phil. It says Church Phil, established 2023. Weapons are our religion, because the Mandalorians don't own that. Close window. And then the other one, the one I just finished today, is this one based on a meme that John Mandrick sent me. It's Kitty Kitty Bang Bang, because Maisie wanted another design with her on it because she saw that I'd done designs with other people's cats, which made her really, really mad. So she said she better see another one with her on it. So there's Kitty Kitty Bang Bang. I'm thinking of turning the one from Django, the one I have, that special shirt that you can only get, but using the same design of him, but having it say, "I'm looking for the man who shot my paw." And he's got a little Band-Aid on his paw. I think that'd be cute. But that being said, that's what he bought. He bought some Kitty Kitty Bang Bang merch. Kitty Kitty Bang Bang. How many people don't know Chitty Chitty Bang Bang these days? I wonder. James Seckinger. That's still not any much less weird. Seckinger. The Altor use an accurate as blindfolded virgin trying to hit the target. Yeah, I can't imagine that they're pretty much just for really up close, like sticking it up to a deer's head or someone's belly in a parking garage, or just making noise with it. Hell, I think sometimes just putting a blank in one of those would, if something questionable is going on, if you're a lady in a parking lot or something, or a little man, you pull that out and blam, shoot a blank into the air. That discourage a lot of people right there. If they were really intending to harm, they'd probably run away. People say, "Oh, warning shot, so you don't ever do a warning shot." Fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Let's see, where was I at? I just read that from James Seckinger, whatever his name is. Now let me get back. Oh, I got to do the emails. Hold on. Let's see here. Present. Got a couple emails coming in here I need to show. Dan S. climbed in and said, "There's your corgis." It looks like the one corgi's trying to eat the other corgi. I don't think you should let that happen. Corgis aren't supposed to eat each other, I don't think. And then we got, they didn't even say the names of the corgis, I don't think. Share screen, Winder, boom. And we got this one. This one is from Googly Goo. Haven't seen him in a while. Question for the live chat, if you like. Is empty case smacking the slide just behind the ejector port? Or is the recoil spring too heavy on this Kimber camp guard behind the ejection port normal? Or is this spring heavy on the Kimber camp guard? Shot about 150 rounds and saw this happening. It's not brass marks, but rather the coating nicking off, which could be a lot of different things, to be honest, because it's very difficult for your brass to be hitting there. Let's just say that. So it's more likely something else, like it's wearing off by rubbing against something. How you could be getting that from putting it in your holster. There's all kinds of different things that be causing that. So without a little bit better look at it and being able to see it working, it would be very hard to answer that. But some other people might have some answers for you. I overanalyze things, but that's the gun I want. I want that gun. I like that frying pan finish on it they got on it. Share screen, another window here. Boom, boom. Ben Coors said, "New gun, kinda. I finally got my most recent AR put together. Had my nephew assemble the lower with some supervision." Well, that's always nice, teaching the youngsters how to put together a AR. Send them over, finish my build. I still got one that's been going on for like 6-7 years and ain't never finished it yet. All it needs now is the gas block hooked up. It needs the forward assist put on, and that's about it. I think everything else is done. I just haven't gotten around to doing those. I've got the parts. I just ain't got around to doing it. But it's nice to help bring the family, get the family involved. That looks like that's all of the emails. So let's get back over here, see if we've got anything coming in on the live chat. We got per Gustafson decided to pay his $2 tithe to Phil, which he better if he knows what's good for him. Are you interested in these new Smith & Wesson lever actions? Oh, you mean the like the real fancy first edition one, or the other ones that are more tactical and stuff? Because the answer is yes, both ways. So I guess I don't really need to clarify, do it. They're very expensive though. I probably won't own one because there's other options. I'm not saying better options, but other options that are cheaper. So, but yes, they're nice. Adam Jacobis said, I know you are not a fan of online gun shops, but this one has the 1892's mirrorless leg in stock. Yes, I've seen that, but half the time they won't ship to Washington. They'll say nope. Oh, it's illegal because the barrel's no, it's not. It is not illegal in Washington. It's a handgun, period. It's like people say, well, buntline is illegal. No, it's not. It is just a handgun. But they don't seem to be able to get that through. They don't bother to learn the laws of their own business. All right, let's see if there's any questions coming in over here. Hornady XTP Spirit Gold Dot are both available in 45 caliber. I load the bullets in 45 ACP, 45 Colt, 45 Win mag, going to load them in 454 and 460 when I get a 460 revolver. What is good inside waistband for K6S? You know, I don't know. I don't buy inside waistbands for revolvers, or really, period. Someone else might be able to answer your question. I think all revolvers are overrated. Can't even hold it comfortably because the cylinder will blow your fingers off. No, it won't if you hold it right. And plus, holding a revolver right is more comfortable than thumbs forward bullshit on guns. That's stuff that came along with, semi-autos. It's not a really good form. I definitely don't like it. It's not natural for me. So no, you're full of crap. What do you mean, you people? Ugly people. You all. Most of you is ugly. I've seen a lot of you. You're a very ugly bunch of people. Not being judgmental. I'm just being factual. Not saying you're less than or worse than people that aren't heinously ugly. I'm just saying that just the reality. I emailed a picture of my two dogs, Dan S. Corgi, in the subject line. I showed it already. I was internet window shopping for grips today and stumbled across a company called Vital making sparkly aluminum grips. Have you ever heard of them? No, I've never heard of them. Let me look it up real quick. Vital, I'll share the window here so people can see. Oops, let me share the window. All right, I want to share this Vital grips. Let's see here. And you shut the. Oh, they are kind of sparkly, aren't they? What is this? Those are kind of odd. Who did they make them for? Diamondback. Oh, that's the name of the design. I was going to say, well, that ain't got it. The Elucids, I think, are the ones you're talking about that are very colorful. Let's see here. Cotton Candy. Oh, that's kind of pretty. Color Case. Why is it not showing up there as Color Case, is it? But they look like they're pretty cool grips. They're not cheap, $119, but that's kind of normal for. Let's see what do they make them for. Just shadows, it looks like. Well, if I had a Shadow 2 compact, that would be awesome. Let's see, Shadow 2 compact. Add matching thick serrated base plates. Base pads. No, I don't think. Add matching smooth base pad. No, how do I get to choose my color? It doesn't want to actually choose over here. Maybe it's because that one's out of stock or something. No, it's not showing it. Huh. It doesn't like change which gun you're seeing up here. when you select the different. That's kind of cool. That copper. Yes, they call it root beer brown. There's that looks like the cotton candy. Where's the case hardened? I want to see the case hardened. I don't see a case hardened one. There it is, color case. Oops, it disappeared on that. There we go. Looks pretty cool. I like those. Might have to mark this page. All right, let's get back to the questions. Make sure we're rolling along here. Let's see. Is the Glock 27 a good carry gun? Yes. Would you carry it? If I didn't have anything else, I would. If I didn't have something I preferred. Thanks, but I don't like to carry striker fire guns. I have seen several law enforcement officers near me carrying staccato pistols. I don't understand how they are approved to carry guns that are not drop safe. What's the matter? They're going to shoot themselves with it without dropping it anyway. Their guns are usually in their hands when they shoot themselves with them. I have been carrying a 22 long rifle Ruger LCR when I run into the store. Will I get killed in the streets for having a 22? If I see you, I might come over and bash your head in with a rock for carrying a 22. What's for dinner? I'm having chicken wings. I don't know what's for dinner. We were going to make hamburgers, but it's raining like a motherfucker outside, and I don't feel like pulling out the canopy to use the grill outside because I am lazy as fuck. So I think instead we're going to have pot roast because we got those ready-made pot roasts from Costco, and they're awesome. I love them. So I'm probably going to have that tonight. If you really wanted to stick it to John H., you would ship it to him one part at a time. Oh, I could do that. That would be expensive for me, though, wouldn't it? What if I shipped him every piece, just regular mail, and then the frame, of course, would have to go through Sporting Systems because it's the receiver. But should I send him all the parts slowly first and then send him the receiver, or should I send him the receiver first and then slowly send him the parts? Like send him the frame, then send him the firing mechanism, the trigger, then send him the barrel, and then send him the recoil spring, and then send him the magazine, and then send him the sights, and then send him the slide. Oh, that sounds like a good idea. Because I didn't say how I'd send it or when. So that makes good sense, I think. How are we doing on time here? We got 8 minutes left. 8 minutes left. Which would you rather, a PS90 or a Bren MS 8-inch 5.56? Oh, well, I've had a PS90. I think I've, hold on. What was this? I thought I had this picture on here somewhere. Here it is. So I used to have some FN guns. Share screen, window, boom. See, I used to have more FNs and stuff, and I was more into like little rifles and stuff, but I kind of got out of that phase. I sold that, and my stepfather stole the little 57x28 from me not long after this picture was taken. So as you can tell, that's 4 or 5 years ago, based on how I look. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we're all caught up on the super chats. Let's make sure we're back over here. Did you watch the latest Dark Side of the Ring featuring Ludwig Borga? He had an exit-only tattoo on his butt. No, I did not watch it. I haven't watched any of the new Dark Side of the Rings. I need to, but I haven't. I heard Jim Cornette and them saying how good the Hell in a Cell one was, and I was really not expecting much from that because I'm like, it's been covered 1,000 times. But they said it was really good, so I am going to watch them. But that was from me, Seckinger. Why did you get that silly last name? I know why you go by Go Trucker. Good evening, ye old fartette. That 10 millimeter, if the slide is moving too fast, that could be brass hitting and chipping the finish. It's very rare that they hit right there, though. It's hard. It's hard to, well, I guess it can flip back around and hit it. If it's jerking on it really hard, you could be hitting it with the rim of the case, not the back of the case. So it could be that. That would just mean tuning the extractor a little bit, I would bet. I mean, you could try a slightly heavier recoil spring in it. Maybe you're shooting too hot of ammo. What ammo are you shooting in it? Did he say what ammo he was shooting in it? I don't think he did. You can either go to a lighter ammo, see if it does it, or you can put a slightly heavier recoil spring in it, or you can tune your ejector a little. You said that the Texas track and field competitor who stabbed the other kid was bullied, but he went into the so-called bully's tent. He antagonized him, then stabbed him to death. That's not what I heard. I heard that the guy approached him when he got stabbed. So till I hear a different story than what I heard on the news, I'll still keep believing I need to know more information until I can make an opinion. What are you basing that on? What's your story link? I think that the recent illegal boat boarding attack in Punta Gorda, Florida, would make a great topic, especially as it pertains to the need to carry a firearm for self-defense. Yeah, but I don't want to cover every time someone does something shitty. And I don't want to present like, the best result is to shoot somebody, because did anybody die in that? Because if they didn't, and then I start saying, well, see, this is why you should have a gun, because then it's going to look like, well, you just want someone to die. Because if it resolved without death or serious injury, people will be like, why you want to bring a gun into that situation? I am one of these people. Yes, you are. You are one of those people. I think we got a sale over here. Hold on. Let me go check and see. Was that Donald Google? Was it Googly Goo? Yes. What did he order? Oh, Jacoby Crow's ordered something too. What did he order? He ordered a funny car magnet. You paying as much on shipping as you are with a magnet when you just order one magnet. I swear, some people are not good shoppers. You wait till there's 3 or 4 of them you want. You buy them all at once. Not every time one catches your eye. Well, unless you're just trying to help out with TYMP. Donald Google got the kitty kitty bang bang hat. We don't sell a lot of hats. It's very rare we sell hats. We sold one the other day, but it's very rare we sell hats. But that got sold. That's a good thing. We only got a couple minutes here left, so Rip J North, aka Dennis the Menace, he was 73. Yeah, I saw that, and what surprised me was that he was only 73. Wouldn't you think the guy who played Dennis the Menace would be older than that? Hell, because I'm almost 60. So I would think he'd be older than that. I was really surprised he was only 73 years old. That's kind of young to die. And 2, I thought he would be much older. I'm like, was he lying about his age? Pigar said, revolvers are less comfortable to shoot than any fixed barrel semi-auto. I don't agree with that at all. To me, you know what that says? That says I don't know how to shoot revolvers. And if they are more difficult shoots because they're more powerful, that's true. You're going to get more recoil because you're actually shooting real calibers, not those compromised, sissified semi-automatic rounds that barely do anything. The stages of effectiveness are like high-powered rifle, shotgun, revolver, and then a pointy stick, and then semi-autos. Pointy sticks, knives, swords, and then semi-autos. Angry Badger would come in somewhere above the semi-autos. So a lot there to consider. Which reminds me. All right. All right. I'm done sending you any more money. Good. Just for that, I will send it in pieces. Ha. I can't. That's too much work. Everybody knows I'm way too lazy to do that. I'll just mail it Tuesday like I'm supposed to. I dropped off my 1911 mainly because I'm lazy, not because I'm honest or because I want to do the right thing or that's work. I don't want to do that. I make more work for myself. I'm at an age where I don't have so much work left in me. Do too much of it, I'll drop dead. You hear people all the time, they drop dead from working too much. It's because they used up all their working right off at a too young an age. I don't want that to happen. I dropped off my 1911 to get it Cerakoted. Hope it comes out good, but hopefully we'll see. Topic for shooting: the cheapest gun you would carry and trust your life with. Oh, yeah, that is a good topic. I scribbled it on it's official now because I scribbled it on an old package. That's how organized and professional we are over here. What are your thoughts on people conceal carrying expensive pistols? If it's best gun you shoot the best, that's the one you should carry. If it's a gun that's most likely going to be you're going to be most likely successful with in a bad situation, that's the one you should carry. Dollar amount shouldn't matter because trying to put a dollar amount on your life? I don't think that's a good thing to do, especially most of you all. You're going to have to carry a Kel-Tec, and even then the books ain't exactly balanced, if you know what I mean. Are we doing the silver bullet drawing? No, it's Monday. Everybody yesterday voted for it to be on Monday. So you'll know tomorrow that you didn't win a silver bullet. See, I'm being optimistic. I'm thinking there's no way you'll win. Just no way. There's no way. No way. Do you think that my Mitsubishi Mirage could get up a hill better than a Tesla Cybertruck? Well, it depends. Is there any mud on the hill, or is the road wet? Then probably. That thing's just not doing well. That's such a poorly designed thing. I wanted one. I had a down payment on one. Then they jacked the price up 3 times, and I canceled my order. Got my $100 back. Actually, I don't know if I ever got my $100 back. I don't think I ever checked. Little bastard could have kept my $100 for all I know. Dude, I love you in a nice way. I mean, but sometimes you're more full of shit than the Christmas goose. What are we talking about? So we aren't doing the JFK topic. What JFK? Oh, no, we're not doing that one. I don't want the Illuminati coming after me. One biker said he prefers to carry a Glock in case the police confiscate his EDC. He doesn't want to have one of his more expensive guns taken away. Well, that's a stupid person. Don't listen to that stupid person. People are stupid. You shouldn't listen to some of them because they're stupid. It's time. Yep, it is. It's time to end the chat. Let's make sure I'm caught up on everything. I haven't looked over here in a little bit, but I don't see any emails coming in, so I think we're safe. No, we got 2 that came in. I need to answer. No, that was an order. That was an order from Donald Google. But we did get one from Ryan Sal Savage. That name reminds me. There used to be a guy that was in the news here locally called what's his name? Something like Bruce Breedlove or something like that. And I was always like, that can't be his real name. That's got to be his porn name. This is kind of similar. I bought a used full-size M&P for really cheap. The inside of the gun looks to be unfired. The slide has corrosion and missing parts of the finish. Do you think it worth having the slide refinished? Well, it's easy to do. This is just a simple black slide, right? Get yourself a can of Wheeler's Ceramic Coat off the internet. They're cheap. Spray it down, bake it in your oven. Boom. Good to go. In fact, I want to get an oven for out here that I can bake stuff in. It doesn't even have to be a big oven. It can be one of those little ovens. I want to get one to bake out here because I baked in my old oven in the house. I haven't baked in my new oven, and I don't know if I want to, but I haven't seen any long-term effects of it. So PGAR is trying to keep me from getting back to work and getting in the house. Gutter sights suck, and you know they suck. That's why you complain revolvers don't have adjustable sights. Well, I know I don't like gutter sights, but gutter sights aren't exclusive to revolvers. I mean, there's lots of semi-autos that have gutter sights. The RMR had a gutter sight, or not RMR, the R9S had a gutter sight. It's another gun that has a gutter sight. There's lots some of the old what are they? We were just talking about them the other day. The AMC, or no, not AMC. What are they called? AMT, like some of those, their smaller guns had gutter sights. Like some of the small Guardian guns from NAA have gutter sights. There's been lots of semi-automatic guns with gutter sights, especially ones that are designed just for carry. Because a lot of people don't think that adjustable sights should be on a carry gun because they think they're more for up close shooting and blah, blah, blah. I don't believe that, but you thinking of getting baked? Not me. I don't do that. I don't got a problem with it. I don't care who does it. Hell, my mom's a fucking weed head from way back. My sister smokes pot, and everybody in my family does pretty much. On my mom's side, I don't. I never have. Don't like it. Too much of a control freak. Doesn't make me feel good. Makes me feel weird, and I don't like it. And I don't drink alcohol because I was raised by an alcoholic. So yeah, I don't really get baked all that often. Not much of a partier. It's like I was saying the other night, we were talking just the other day, like about how young people just want to party. We were talking about the Beastie Boys, actually. And I'm like, they need not fight for my right to party because I've never been anyone, never in my life I said, I want to party. Seriously, in any way. Never have I seriously said that with actual intent to do it. Because even when I was in a college fraternity, I didn't go around, I want to party. I went to a lot of parties, but I usually ended up hanging out with certain people talking music or something else. I didn't want to get drunk and act a fool. So the Beastie Boys, I don't know who they were fighting for. It wasn't me. I was never that I want to party type. Are toaster ovens hot enough for Cerakote curing? Well, yes, they don't even got to be that hot. It's more of a certain time at a certain temperature, but it's not like you're cranking your oven up to 800 degrees or anything. Because you can Cerakote plastic and stuff too. So there's different ways to do it, at different temperatures, different times. But yeah, a toaster oven, I think, can do it. The only problem about a toaster oven is it's got to be big enough that you can hang the parts. Because you're not going to set something in there just sitting. Now you can hang, you can set stuff up and hope it doesn't fall over. But I would much rather hang it. I always like put a coat hanger, hook it on a coat hanger, and hang it from the top element. So I'd want something deep enough that I can hang a handgun frame or a 4-end or something in it. So it would have to be fairly big for that. But if you're just doing small parts and you're okay with like sitting your slide on just upright, slide's not going to be a big issue. But if you're okay with balancing your frame, on its top and then sit there and cook, but then it's also harder to get them out without touching them if you do that kind of thing. So I like to be able to hang them. That way I can get them out with the hanger, put them in with the hanger. They're not laying on nothing. So you got to have a little room for stuff to hang. But as I was saying, we're out of time. So I want to say thanks to everybody for coming. I appreciate everything. Well, we got another chat. Hold on. Oliver Stevenson said, I love my overrated Glock 19. It's got the rounded edges of an iPhone for people who crave simplicity. Well, they are simple. And I've always said I actually like the looks of them compared to a lot of other guns because of that simplicity. It's kind of the opposite reason. One of the reasons I don't like M&Ps. They're made up like a $2 whore, all that scalloping and all those edges. And never really cared for that. I like fancy guns. Everybody knows that. I like engraved guns and stuff, but I don't like polymer guns that try too hard to be interesting looking. I think the simplicity of a Glock is more artistic in some ways. It's minimalist. It's like someone set out, like a minimalist chair or table and how it can just look really nice, being super simple. It's the same thing with locks. I like how simple they look. All right, that looks like that is the end of the super chat. Oh, no, one more came in real quick. Edward Burton paid his $2 tithe to Phil and said, chat topic, which of all the pistols that you ever owned do you shoot the best and would daily carry it? That's a potential topic. You could have just sent that to me an email and not slowed me getting out of here. But all right, everybody, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I will see you all again tomorrow. Thanks for everything you do for the channel, as always. Thanks for keeping the conversation rolling, etc. Django and I are out of here. We will see you again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.